The Walking Dead gets a collector's edition, Team Meat announces a brand new game, and Borderlands goes mobile. All this and more this week on Ready Set Game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ready Set Game, where I, Mathis, take you on a magical mystery tour of all the wonderful latest gaming news and releases to happen this week. We have all kinds of goodies to cover, so without further ado, buckle up, sit back, and let's get started. First off, the indie scene, and it's been another great week for it. Let's start with Team Meat, and as I said earlier, they have a new game coming. From the demented and genius minds behind games such as Super Meat Boy and The Binding of Isaac comes Mugenics. Earlier this week, Ed McMullen teased us all with a tweet and a website link. That tweet provided but one picture, a picture of a cat with a second kitten's head mutating out the side of its normal head, and shadows of what looks like children in the background, as well as the actual link. That link led to Mugenics.com. Nothing else is known about the game, not the type of game it'll be, or what exactly is even going on in the picture. When going to the website, the words "coming soon" sit above yet another piece of art showing 9 different cats, which could potentially stand for 9 lives. We can only speculate at this point, but what we can be certain of is that it will contain what Team Meat is so well known for. Its extremely cute and yet slightly disturbing art style, and their very sick and hilarious sense of humor. Keep on checking back for more news on the game as it comes, and make sure to check out their website to keep up on yourself.
Why the nya? Because I'm a cat.
Last week, I gleefully informed you about Star Citizen, the space simulation game from the mind behind Wing Commander. I also said he was foregoing using Kickstarter and crowdsourcing straight through his website. Well, here I am with a bowl of my own words, and boy are they tasty. It seems Chris Roberts has decided that Kickstarter is a useful tool after all, and has started using it. Out of his lofty $2 million goal, he is aiming to raise about $500,000 on Kickstarter. All of the same perks from his website donations carry over to the Kickstarter, so nothing is lost nor gained if you choose to support this game one way or the other. At the time of this recording, he has already surpassed his goal by $60 grand, and that's just 5 days into the Kickstarter launch. So things are looking quite positive for Star Citizen, and I will continue to keep my eye on that game's development. Shipwrecked on a desert island, no immediate tools at your disposal, rain, hunger, sickness, injury, thirst, all things you have to worry about if you're going to survive. What do you do? How do you prioritize what's most important? Do you first look for some sort of weapon? Maybe fashion a spear out of some plank of wood and a sharp rock to hunt fish? Or do you seek shelter in a cave and hope for fresh water? All these questions and more are brought into question in Under the Ocean, an indie game I've had my eyes on for a while now. Every month they release a big content update into their alpha, and this month was no different. Perhaps the only difference is how big this update was. This update introduces the construction mechanic, allowing the player to build a hut on a tropical island from the ground up with the wood and trees that the player has gathered themselves. It takes one more big step toward realizing its full potential as a game. Additionally, it adds the ability to craft rafts which allow the player to explore nearby landmasses and travel the vast ocean. On top of some big bug fixes as well, this update was a good one for Under the Ocean fans. You can purchase the game and get immediate access to the alpha for $7 as a base price, or the $25 Golden Bear edition with all the extra perks that come along, including a personalized thank you once the game gets released. Check it out at underthegarden.com now for any more information and potential purchasing options. Our final piece of indie gaming news has to do with Giana Sisters. Last week I was talking about how Giana Sisters was part of the 21 titles to get through in the second wave of Greenlight projects on Steam, and now it's the first of the group to be officially released. At a $15 price point, this unique puzzle platformer is looking to win you over with its adorable art style, unique level altering mechanic, and solid platforming controls. You can find it on Steam right now and has currently a 10% discount for all early adopters of the game. Since April, The Walking Dead has been taking over PCs, Xbox 360s, and PS3s in the form of the telltale point-and-click adventure by the same name. It's seen a resounding success, and it's even been announced that a second season of the game is going to happen. And now on December 4th, the game will be shambling into your home via disc. That's right, all 5 episodes will be fully purchasable at a retailer near you. There will be 2 editions, the $29.99 Standard Edition and the $69.99 Pre-Order Only Edition that will come with the first Walking Dead comic book compendium. All you deadheads out there who have been hesitant to grab the game digitally will now have the option to grab it at the store and dive into one of the most critically acclaimed point-and-click adventure games of our lifetimes. With a story that molds to your choices and where each choice could potentially be fatal for one of your companions, I highly suggest checking this game out. And besides, it has zombies. Armchair Generals, rejoice! XCOM has finally announced its first 2 batches of DLC. The Elite Soldier Pack will be the first one. The Elite Soldier Pack is what came free with pre-ordered copies of the game, will now be available for purchase at a $4.99 price point for PC and PS3, and 400 Microsoft points for 360. Giving players the ability to customize soldier colors and different armor styles, you can now cry even harder when your super personalized soldier named after your best friend dies from a cyber disc morphing robot gunning him down from across the map. Also announced as DLC will be the Slingshot Content Pack, which will introduce 3 new council missions. These new missions will introduce a new Triad character, a new soldier customization option, and a new squad character with unique voice and story, on top of 3 new maps, which every XCOM player thus far will be really happy to hear. The release date and price of Slingshot has not been announced yet, but according to Firaxis, it will be coming very shortly, so keep your eyes peeled. Borderlands goes mobile with Borderlands Legends. That's right, using the original Borderlands characters, Borderlands Legends aims to use the same loot-addicting formula, tossed up with a special strategy game formula. Outside of a few screenshots, not much else is known about the game. Borderlands Legends will be shooting and looting its way onto your iPad for $6.99 or your iPhone for $4.99 on October 31st. The big piece of news that people are talking about is why has it chosen the iPhone and iPad over handheld devices such as the Vita or the 3DS. It's a debate worth discussing, and I'd be interested to hear your opinion in the comments below. Does this kind of usher in another blow to the 3DS or Vita and give another rousing success to the mobile gaming platforms of your phone? Or is it just something that you think Gearbox is gunning for a quick buck? Let me know. In the never-ending video game turned movie news, a new game is taking one step closer to finally realizing this dream. That's right, Assassin's Creed producers Ubisoft have signed with the film production company New Regency for the film adaptation of the franchise. No actors, directors, or even a solid script announcements have been made otherwise, but even taking this step is a good sign if we want to see this movie hit the silver screen. Are you excited? I know I'm still waiting for my very long-rumored World of Warcraft movie.
Welcome to the Assassins.
And finally, in a bit of sad news, the Rhode Island Economic Development Corporation has auctioned off almost all of the belongings to 38 Studios, the former developer of Kingdoms of Amalur, and the then-in-the-works MMO project Copernicus. What was left was mostly cubicle furniture, as everything from monitors to swords was available for auction. The one notable thing that was not auctioned off was the actual Kingdoms of Amalur license, which the state of Rhode Island still holds. There still may be another live auction in the future, and those who are fans of Kingdoms of Amalur may still be able to hold out a little hope, as the license could be picked up eventually and a sequel could be made. My fingers are crossed and my eggs are in the basket for Bethesda picking up that license. Who knows? Hey, a man can dream. And that'll wrap up this week's news on Ready Set Game. What was your favorite game news this week? What are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below, and it could be featured on next week's episode of Ready Set Game. Thank you so much for stopping by, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you've enjoyed today's episode, and I will be seeing you next week. Matt is signing off.